Hello and welcome to Accident on Cars. Today we have one of my most favorite BMWs, BMW M2.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud.
So right off the bat, why do I say that this is one of my most favorite BMWs? First of all, like stylistically, how wide that they have made it. Just look at that back. It's like so wide and one of the like sexiest like backends in the cars in recent years. Some people I've seen like praise the black on black a lot. I think this color in particular, blue, fits this car the most, at least in my opinion. And I believe this was even their like press color. What makes this car amazing and loved by the most people isn't the way it looks, it's the way it drives. And by that I mean that it combines the latest tech of the BMW with what made old BMW M cars so special. So I would say it's one of the remaining M cars that still like feel engaging to drive. They put smile on your face, they make your adrenaline level go up, and they don't feel like synthetic like the M3s, the modern day M3s and M4s feel. Yes, the M3 and M4 might be faster on the straight line or around the corner, but they're not like giving you that much emotions anymore. No surprise why so many people compare this with E30 M3, for example, because that's how engaging this is. And don't let the 2 series badge fool you, because the internals of this engine is all from M4. It's a N55 engine that, you know, you might say, oh, I have the same engine in my 235i and I can chip tune it and I'll be as fast as you. Your horsepowers will be the same, but you will never experience the same feelings as you do in this car, because this one has totally different like internals. And like I said, the internals of the N55 in this one is from M4. Some of the suspension links are from M4. And if you take your 235 on a racetrack and you really drive it hard, around the lap 4 your 235 is gonna overheat and you are risking for your pistons to get stuck. You are not going to experience that issue in this car because the cooling has been upgraded. There are like extra oil coolers and everything, and the owner is actually into racing. He's gonna talk to us a little bit about that in a bit. One thing I'm not a big fan of particularly is the shape of the headlights. They look sexy, don't get me wrong, but I kind of like don't like the fact that it goes up like this, like a leaf. I don't know, it steals away from its aggressiveness, but the car otherwise has a lot of like presence on the road. The factor number for the acceleration was 4.5, but that's for dual clutch. Depending on the road conditions, we will try to measure 0 to 60 acceleration time. This one, I should have said from the beginning, is a manual, so it's true enthusiast car. You will see that this car has this M mirror cover. It's something that the owners have added. This doesn't come like this from the factory. Unfortunately, only the M2 competition comes like that. I think, like in my opinion, if you are looking for a driver's car, that's something that's livable, manageable, and yet like will put a lot of like smile on your face, I think like M2s are one of the few cars with the manual stick remaining on the market nowadays. Unfortunately, with electrifying, you know, everything is electric or too synthetic. So this is the last of the Mohicans, if you will, in the BMW world. One thing that I do not like too much is, and this is like not just about this BMW, I think like most BMWs, they have their door handles all the way close to the hinges and there is no like place for you to grab. So as we know, the closer the handle is to the lever or to the hinge, the more effort it's gonna take to close the door. I'm time I get in a BMW like 4 Series or 2 Series, I have to put a lot of shoulder pulling the door onto me. There's a good use of materials like everywhere. I see some like Alcantara trim on the door. Harman Kardon. How would you say is the audio quality? Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, like M2s, regardless of which one you get, even the competition, they did not come with like special seats. They did not come with the true like racing seats. The seats are from M4. The owner have changed them. I think that was the right decision. I mean, he knows better than I do. He takes this car to racing a lot. So in general, I would say when developing M2, they have the engineers have spent the majority of their attention and the majority of their available funds, I guess, making the car like race oriented. So they have spent good money improving the engine, the transmission, the suspension, exhaust is amazing. But I guess they didn't have enough money for making the interior special, or maybe it was a marketing thing and the marketers did not want the M2 to be too special so that they could upsell M3s and M4s. So there's a lot of kind of like interior bits that is shared with the regular 2 series, and I see that as something negative. The rear end of it is, like I said, like looks very sexy, especially like from the like this angle, like the quarter panel with wide fenders like this. I don't like the shape of the rear, the tail lights too much, but the exhaust tip, the quad exhaust, and the deflector, obviously these are like not standard. The owner have put some like nice carbon fiber bits on them. So from the factory it has a small blue spoiler, but this like larger carbon fiber combined with the carbon fiber deflector, it looks amazing. I love it. The trunk, let's take a look at the trunk. The car is like pretty, like I said earlier, like it's pretty livable with, you know, it's practical. It's not the largest trunk, but I bet I could even like fit in there and he could like close the lid. Pretty like large trunk for a car of this size. What are this? I bet there was like a first aid kit or something. Let us know in the comments if you know what's supposed to be in here. So they're clearly something, I don't know, reflector or the tools. So let us know if you know what came in there from the factory. Yeah, no power operated trunk.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak.
Like I said earlier, N55 modified, improved, strengthened. The competition version came with like S55, which had even like larger like tuning capacity. You know, it had like closed deck, so you could like, I don't know, increase the boost even more. But I think like this engine N55 in M2 specifically, I'm not talking about regular 2 series, is good as is. You know, single turbo, 3 liter straight 6. By BMW standards, for BMW, this engine is pretty reliable. Unlike some of their cars they have had like in the recent like years, it's pretty reliable. The car has like about like 70,000 miles or something on it. It's getting like raced by the owner. Like I said, this one is a 6-speed manual, but you could also get it with DCT, like dual clutch. If you want to really feel the car and kind of like feel like you have a full control over it, manual is the way to go. Also, a lot of like attention was paid to the strength of the body, because realistically they kind of like, I think that they knew that this car is gonna be driven like sideways just as much as it's driven like straight line. So there are like braces on each side to make the body even stronger. Like bringing your car today for the review, I'm really excited. I guess like if you could tell a little bit about your ownership experience, for how long have you had it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Well, I've had the car now maybe about a year and a half. It's been a great time. I've taken it to 2 track days. And just overall, it's been an awesome experience. Reliable wise, I mean, I haven't had any major issues with it so far. Any issues actually at all. I try to do my maintenance on my own mostly. It oil changes every 3,000 to 5,000 miles.
Can you tell us a little bit about the modifications you've done?
Yeah, sure. So the modifications that I have done so far, full exhaust. I have a Wagner Sport Cat. I have the M Performance exhaust from the Cat back. I have an intake from Berger Motorsport. I have some oil cooling upgrades. I have a Stage 2 boot mod, tune, intercooler, charge pipe. Boot mod is the company that tunes these, one of the tuners for these cars, like they have MHD or Dine-In is also a tuner company. So Bootmod's a sort of a newer company. A lot of people are using them. It's very easy. Just simply hook up your computer and you can just flash it yourself. I flash it myself right in my garage. So it's on a stage 2 tuner at the moment. I have some more mods coming, so really excited to get those in, which will make it a full bolt-on after that. And then I'm going to see if I can upgrade my fueling so I can get a custom tune. So that's what's hopefully should be happening in the next few months.
So how many horsepower do you think it makes currently?
Right now, based on my research, I should be at, I would say, 400 or just below 400.
Make sure you check out his Instagram. He has some like really nice pictures. There was one picture of him, and when I saw it, I swear I thought for a second it was Lewis Hamilton posing with his M2. Like, he has like some great pictures, and they make sure you check him out. Could you give the potential buyers a few like buying advices or tips as to like what to look out for when buying one? What might be the common issues?
I'm no expert, however, I would say one of the things, if you're starting to get, if you're looking to get one at a higher mileage, they say the water pump is something that you want to look out for and make sure that's not leaking. Obviously, you definitely want to check the belts to make sure there's no dry rot or fray, if the belts aren't loose. You want to look over your hoses, make sure that they're not cracked or dry rot or anything like that. I would take a look under the car if you can to see if you want to see if there's not major rust to the frame, there's no cracks, dents, or illegal welds or anything like that on the frame. So those are the types of things.
So it's not known for a particular failure or something like that?
No, not like the S55. The S55 is known for that slip in the crank or something like that. That's a major issue. These don't have that. They're pretty reliable. I don't know of any really major issue that the N55 motor produces other than fueling when you're trying to upgrade the power. But it's pretty reliable. It's really good.
So he said if you are going to buy one, I would say you should definitely get one if you are looking for a fun car with a manual, while it's available. Initially, when I heard that it only had produced like 370 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque, I was like, why? That's not enough. Like, what is that? But I think the power to weight ratio and the way this car is like small and nimble and agile.
You feel it much more, I feel like.
Yeah.
Even I've driven a stock competition, and it didn't feel like it was fast, just as fast, or not faster than this, but changing the gears, like, it doesn't push you back in your seat as hard, to me personally.
Yep.
Because it's so smooth. How it delivers the power is a little smoother than this. This is more raw. Like, it's just raw to me.
Yep.
You feel it more.
Yeah, and then honestly, like the cars have gotten like so fast, like powerful nowadays. Like they have like 600 plus horsepower.
Yeah.
You can't realize all that like power on public roads.
Exactly.
Like you barely can like push the pedal down because you are way over the speed limit in the second gear. So I think like the cars like this are again like perfect blend of like power to handling to emotions.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of fun. You can go fast. Can hear that exhaust like popping. It's amazing.
I wish it was dry. I wish the roads were dry.
Yeah. Have you ever measured 0 to 60 yourself?
No, we can
Yeah.
Piece of road.
And there's no place for anyone to hide.
Exactly. So this is in sport
The brakes are like, not only are they powerful, but they're also like so like responsive. The biting power, yeah, they're really sharp. You just like touch the pedal and it brings your like neck forward. and keep in mind, this one like four piston up front and like two on the back. So the competition I think is like 6 and 4.
Yeah. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3.
First and gear are really short. Now like it revs easily to like 3,000. Is that because of your modifications or is that how it is?
That is generally how it is.
That's generally how it is.
Yeah.
The suspension, you know, first of all, it's somewhat firm, as you might expect, but it's livable. It's not like, I don't know if you guys remember my Ford Focus RS review. That car like was trying to send your spine through your skull. This is not like that. It's like a nice low riding like sport suspension. We have McPherson struts up front, multi-link on the back, so it's all kind of like set up properly.
It's also been lowered on IBAC Pro Springs, so 1-inch drop. That it fairly maintains the ride quality as far as the firmness. It's actually probably a little bit even softer, some people say, on the regular ride.
Yeah, the exhaust like pops and bangs all the time.
Yeah.
If you talk about the interior, there is some kind of like cost reduction you can feel. For example, there are like some scratcher plastic like the down below, the plastic up top, and where you will have your elbows resting is nice and soft. There is this kind of like carbon fiber imitation. Huh?
It's dry carbon.
Is the carbon?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for correcting me. So he just said it's actually a real carbon. They spend a lot of like their time and I guess like priorities making the suspension, engine, and transmission great. When it comes to interior, it still feels pretty much like a regular 2 Series. For example, the steering wheel, it's nice and sporty, I like it, but it's missing the M1 and M2 buttons, and the proper M car should have those, right? Like you don't have like individual settings like an M3 has. For example, you can't say I want my steering in Sport Plus, but I want my throttle in Comfort.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, so I guess there are like some like missing M features in this car. Oh my god, so much drama, you know. It revs like so fast. I thought like my car revved fast, but this is like twice as fast. So wrapping up, it was a blast. If I were in the market, I would seriously consider M2. Like I said, it's practical, you know, it's not the largest car, but you also don't need that. It's a lot of fun. It's, I would say, the best bang for the buck, and they might even, like, knowing the market currently, they might go up in price. So if you are in the market, I would kind of like rush while you can still get one of these with lower miles, and also like these are the cars that get taken care of. Unlike like regular 2 Series, you know, enthusiasts, like car enthusiasts buy these cars and they usually like take good care of their cars. So you know, you shouldn't have any like serious issues. But always make sure you follow the advices Newton gave earlier and get a good pre-purchase inspection. So So thank you so much for watching. If you want to be in the video with your cool car, shoot me an email. Thank you so much for bringing your car. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. Like I said, he has like awesome videos and pictures. You will find link to his Instagram in the description, and it's also gonna pop up on the screen. I'll see you guys in the future episode.